A machine dies, not gracefully, no warning, just gone, and it was holding the running state for a few thousand cards while events were still arriving. Now answer two questions. Did we lose the transactions that were in flight, which means the fraud we were halfway through detecting just walked? Or do we reprocess them and freeze a card twice and text a real customer at 2 in the morning about a card that was never stolen? This episode is about the guarantees that decide which of those happens, and about the phrase exactly once, which almost never means what people think it means. Let's be concrete about what is lost. Kafka is fine. The events are durable and still sitting there. What died was the in-memory state on that task manager, the per card profiles we built in episode 4, plus the position in the stream, the offset that says how far we had read. Lose only the state, and you can rewind and rebuild it. Lose only the offset, and you either skip events or replay them. The problem is, the two have to agree. If you restore state from one moment and offsets from another, your engine has a false memory. It thinks it has seen transactions it has not, or it double counts ones it has. The guarantee is not about state, and it is not about offsets. It is about the two of them being consistent with each other. That is exactly what checkpointing does. Every so often, Flink takes a consistent snapshot of the whole job, the state of every operator, and the source offsets that produced it, captured as one atomic unit and written to durable storage. It does this without stopping the stream, by flowing markers, called barriers, through the pipeline alongside the events. When a machine dies, Flink restores the last complete checkpoint, rewinds Kafka to exactly the offsets in that snapshot, and reprocesses forward. Those events are read a second time, which is fine because the state was rewound to match. The engine ends up in exactly the state it would have reached if the failure had never happened. The interval is a dial. Checkpoint more often and recover faster, but pay for snapshots you mostly throw away. Now the honest part, and it is the reason this episode exists. At least once means you never lose an event, but after a failure, some get processed twice. Exactly once in Flink means the internal state is as if every event was processed once. Read that carefully. It is a promise about state, not about the world. Flink can rewind its own memory. It cannot rewind the SMS you already sent, or the card you already froze in Redis, because those left the system. So end to end, you need one of two things: a sink that can participate in the commit, or actions that are idempotent, which is exactly why we made the Redis write idempotent back in episode 6. That was not tidiness. It was this episode's problem, being paid for early. One more failure mode, and it is the quiet one. Backpressure is what happens when a stage cannot keep up, so it slows down the stage feeding it, and that slowness travels upstream until it reaches the source, and Flink simply reads Kafka more slowly. Nothing crashes, no error appears. Your engine just gets further and further behind real time, and the alerts still fire, but they arrive after the money is gone, which in this system is identical to not firing. So backpressure is not an error to be suppressed. It is your engine telling you where the bottleneck is, and it points at the exact operator that is too slow. Watch it, and watch how far behind the source is, because that number, not CPU, is whether this thing is actually working. So the engine survives a machine dying, and we know what it does and does not promise. Which leaves the last question of the series, and the one that decides whether any of this was worth building. What do you measure? What do you tune? And what does it cost you every time you freeze a card that was never stolen? See you in the finale.